Hi, my name's Geraldo,
My name is Tyra.
and as a young kid, I grew up getting picked on and bullied a lot, and
Like Geraldo, I was also picked on in high school, and I was also someone that stayed alone all the time.
I think I was 16, um, where I was always depressed. I felt like that nobody loves me, and I felt alone.
My low self-esteem and my low self-confidence kept me from believing that God would love me the way that I hear that other people have received God's love.
I was also angry inside. I was also wondering why God doesn't love me, the way, or why wasn't I blessed with this, or why wasn't I blessed with that, or why do I got to go through the things that I have to go through, and and I'm such a nice person, I'm such a good person, I'm such a good-hearted person, but I was always wondering why the next person over here got the things they did and they didn't do the half of the things that I did.
As I grew up, I did start feeling better about myself. I would have some good days and some bad days. And I always knew about God. I wasn't raised in church to go to church every Sunday, but I knew like God-fearing God. I didn't know like God's love.
I was lost, but in the midst of all that trouble, I felt like God was still tugging on me.
I felt like I needed a restart of my life before I can actually join a church. So this was back in October of 2019. Me and Geraldo were already in a relationship for like a year and some change. I kind of let him know why I wasn't a person that attended church on a regular. I told him that basically I felt like I needed to be perfect before I can get myself into church. And he literally told me that God wants you in your mess. And so when he said that, it clicked because I have never heard that God wants you when you're broken. I'm thinking that I had to be this perfect person to present myself to church, and then God would love me on that level.
I saw a message come through on my timeline. I watched it, and it really took a very, very toll on me. That's when I started to give God my full attention, give God my, all of me instead of half of me. I felt like a weight had been just lifted up off me. Like, a lot of stuff I was dealing with. Um, I had a Sunday off, and she brought me to Lifehouse, and when I walked in, the energy in the church, it felt so alive. Like all you seen was smiles, and it just felt real, real good there. And
So Geraldo ended up having a Sunday off, and we ended up going to church together, and we both enjoyed it still. And then they had I think like a Bible study type called Fresh Start. And that's when things really started to hit home for me. That's when I really got to know God's love for me. And I was introduced to a whole nother God than the God that I knew about growing up. And just hearing about how much someone loved me gave me, the boost and the confidence that I needed. And after Fresh Start, we were given the option to get baptized. And so me and Geraldo got baptized together. So that was a big, that was a big step in our relationship. I feel like everything is lining up because we have put our focus on him. We did recently get engaged. So I feel like everything is just finally falling into place for me because I no longer think of myself as having control over my own life. I kind of just leave it up to him, and I just, instead of praying for things that I want now, I pray God's will for me.
I've come a long way from suicidal thoughts, and one thing I believe is if I'm not dead, God's not done with me.
And I said yes when I found out God loved me, even in the midst of my mess.